Hold on, let me just post this to Facebook right now. Hi. Chances are you've seen someone do that before. Chances are you've done that many times. Chances are it's gotten in the way of things in your own life, and it's come off as rude, as insensitive, as impolite. Well, don't judge too harshly, because in fact, a lot of those people with compulsive social media tendencies, like Facebook, have an actual addiction. In 2011, the University of Bergen in Norway got a survey of 423 students, 227 being women and 196 being men. And they conducted a survey, the first ever survey of its kind, that measured an addiction to Facebook. In order to compose this test, they looked at the several components of addiction. That would be salience, mood, modification, tolerance, withdrawal, conflict, and relapse. So it combined the regular factors of addiction, and they came up with a series of questions. They offered a questionnaire for all of the students to take. And if you scored often or very often, at least 4 times, you presented a significant higher tendency to be a Facebook addict. What are the questions? Well, question number 1. Do you spend a lot of time thinking about Facebook or planning on how to use it? Question 2. You feel an urge to use Facebook more and more. Question 3. In order to forget about personal problems, you go on Facebook. Question 4. You have tried to cut down on the use of Facebook, but without success. Question 5. You have become restless, troubled, or even have become prohibited when you are not allowed to use your Facebook. 6. You use Facebook so much that it has a negative impact on your job and studies. Well, the study turned out to be there were different correlating personality types that had higher tendencies to develop Facebook addictions. For instance, people with neurotic personality traits and extroversion related positively to the test, and conscientious-related people related somewhat negatively to the scores. And they found that overall, women, young women especially, have a higher tendency for Facebook addiction because of their need for social contact and interaction. But why does this matter? Why do we bother learning about Facebook and social media addiction if I'm not a Facebook addict? Well, quite frankly, the test is really, really important because you will be able to see and stop a behavior if possible. You'll be able to notice some of the warning signs. Where exactly did I score on this? Well, the score is based on a 1 to 15 average. 1 being I'm not an addict, 15 an addict. So where am I on this? I'm about a 14. But I don't find that surprising because I have extremely anxious tendencies and problems with anxiety. But it's with a lot of younger users. It has been determined that anxious people probably prefer a social media interaction as opposed to a face-to-face encounter, so that they can calm themselves and somewhat build up a defensive mechanism, according to the university study. The Norwegian team also finds people who are more organized and more socially, at least school-wise, successful and academically extremely successful are less likely to become Facebook addicts, but are more likely to use Facebook in their job and in their school occupation to help them succeed, as opposed to someone who is a neurotic personality who goes on Facebook for checking compulsively to make sure that the world around them doesn't collapse and it doesn't fall apart. Extroverts probably as well have a need to express themselves and are very open in social situations, and social media is an extension of that. However, there are some arguments. Dr. Mark Griffiths, a professor of gambling at the University of Nottingham and Trent University in the UK, said that the test wasn't exactly accurate. It just measured Facebook, but it didn't really measure all social media in general. And Griffith goes on to say that there are different reasons everyone goes on Facebook. If you're a businessman, you might be using Facebook to make accounts, so you would be more prone to Facebook. If you are a housewife and you go on games like Farmville, you are also more likely to be on Facebook. There is a difference between checking your social media page for messages and for games and all different types of interactions. Not to mention the amount of push notifications we get on our iPhones and our tablets and our any type of phone you can imagine. It's really hard to escape the influence of Facebook. So these people may in fact not be addicts, but they are constantly being bombarded with signals from the world that don't stop. And so they're might be developing some sort of a psychotic compulsive need to check their phone. But overall, Griffith's argument is that even though social media is widespread, he feels that the test is biased just to Facebook, and he would like to have it be more broad. Twitter, Tumblr, YouTube, you name it, all those sort of social media websites, so that in fact you can get an accurate pool of the population and the different types of social media they use and the different tendencies that these people have to be connected and plugged in. And what is it about these people that is different than other people? So wherever you are on the Facebook scale, whether you have a Facebook page, whether you don't have a Facebook page, or you're considering getting a Facebook page, this study would be one to take and see. Personally, I gathered great insight from it because I found me discovering things about my own personality trait that I didn't really acknowledge until I took this test. So, anyways, take the test, understand that everyone is different and there are different scenarios for everyone's reason going on Facebook. But overall, Facebook addiction now has a measurable psychology-based analysis test to determine the level of one's addiction to Facebook. I'm Graham O'Shaughnessy. See you later.